Hello, I'm Leon Campbell. I'm here to give you a look into what it takes to make a character into 3D, beginning from the concept to the finished model. Beginning with the concepting is reference. You can never have enough reference. As with any art, create from reference rather than memory. This helps keep things looking accurate. We've all drawn before and struggled with one particular part of the drawing that doesn't quite look right. We erase and try to redo it over and over again, and we just can't get it right. Reference helps prevent this. Once you have your idea for what kind of character you want to make, in this case I will be making an Archer-esque character, you should be creating detailed character sheets. These are orthographic views of your character from the front and side at the very least. Adding other sides like obviously the sides, the back, even the top and bottom if you need to, will always help, especially if your character has asymmetric details that can only be seen from certain angles. A very important part of making these detailed character sheets is making sure certain that each part of the drawing matches up with the other drawing. And what I mean here is I've got the side view here, I've got the front view here. So the head should line up, so you draw like a straight line, top of the head should line up, bottom of the head, the nose, all that, so that when you're modeling and looking at these two pictures, it's clear how you should model it, not them being slightly off or slightly unaligned. Once you have your detailed character sheets, we can head into the 3D program of your choice. In this case, I will be using Maya 2017 to begin modeling. You begin by placing your reference in kind of like a box shape formation. Like it kind of forms like a box so that you can model the side from this, model the side and then go and model the front. And that will make a 3D shape. You should always start with basic shapes. Like here I have the arm and the body, start just with cylinders. Go in and refine their shape. As you model, you should always be going over and reshaping things. You'll find little mistakes or possible little improvements that you might have not seen before. Work piece by piece and then connect them as needed. For example, I have the body and the arm here. Then further on, I have like the leg and the arm is connected as long as the leg already. To create other assets, like the clothing and the accessories, you will want to make those around the body that you have. An easy way for the clothing is to duplicate the body and delete what you don't need and then just extrude it a little bit to have it over the body. And as you do all of this, it is really important to remember. Keep adjusting, keep fixing, keep improving your model's quality, and eventually, as you do that, you will end up with a finished model like I do here. Now I'll go ahead and show you all of the steps, including some of the ones that I've already shown you. Once done with the modeling, as we have here, we begin to UV and texture the model. What you do when you UV a model is essentially unwrap the surface of a 3D object and lay it out on a 2D plane to be painted on. Kind of think of it like a bare rug. That's kind of like a real life example of what we're trying to do. You take all of those and you put them onto sheets, which we call UV sets, and you try to keep those to as few as possible so we can keep the texturing process as simple as we can. In the layout of the sheets, you only have so much space, and the larger you make something on said sheet, the more detail you can put onto it. So you ideally want to have these for the larger parts of the model or small parts if they require a lot of detail. If you don't do that, especially on the large parts, they'll look really low resolution. A good example of this is kind of like watching a YouTube video on a really low resolution like 144p. That'll kind of be the look that you get. Stick to as few UV sets as you can. In this case, I made one for the body and the main parts of the clothing, like the shirt, the pants, the one boot, and then I had another UV set for everything else. Here is the UV sheet for one. This is kind of what it looks like. And if you're curious, here's what it looks like for the other. Once you have your UV sets, you take it into another program, like Photoshop or whatever you want to use, and paint onto it. In this case, I'm using Substance Painter, which is a great program for making high quality textures. It kind of has a 3D aspect to it, and you can kind of paint onto the model, but you also have the 2D plane and a lot of preset materials and stuff like that to make the job much faster, much quicker. Work in layers, as you can see here, to keep everything editable. Sorry, so that you can change things later on if you need to. And once you have all these, you export the texture map from whatever program you're using and bring it into Maya, and you'll have your model textured once you link it up, and here is the result.